The party wrestled against the filth and insects of the vacuous plain. A great rot worm relentlessly tried to toss them into the murk. With fortitude and desperation, they initially held on, until they, Ella and Toric, were tossed in. Foul creatures tried to drown them in slime, but together they fought back and were victorious against their attackers. After the battle, they rested. They considered their lives, what had brought them to this impossible quest, and wondered about the motivations of their mysterious guide, who told them a little more. He claimed his only motivation was to rescue a loved one from the pit, just like the party. Setting off again, growing closer to Hell's Gate, they came across a drifting band of neutrals, and despite Timon's admonitions, the party tried to help them, to give them purpose, to no effect. Instead, one of them took on Mek's likeness, taunting him to join him in the fires of hell, and sending great blind angels to assail the party. Brutally they were attacked, resisting with their all until their pale enemies lay slain. In dying, a seemingly possessed neutral hurled a fragment of a book at Mek. Timon pleaded with him not to read it. Inside was a few scraps of words about punishment and hell's circles.
Beautifully read. You get advantage.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So Timon basically, Timon turns to you after you've read the brief fragments. Mek, and quite angrily or sadly, just whatever that is, just forget it. Not only will hell seek to destroy us, the demons we face will try to tear us apart from one another. We have one true north: find our beloved and leave this place.
Well, I don't know if I'd exactly call those people beloveds, but um, why are these things turning into me? What purpose would it have to even hand me a notebook?
We have endless devious ways. They are more devious than we are wise. They have had an eternity to practice their evil. We have only lived our brief, frail lifetimes.
Can I make a play to make it look like I toss it off the side of the ship, but I really just like toss it into, we'll say the empty sort of part of the drum bongo part with the hollow inside. Kind of toss it over my shoulder into it.
I would guess that'd be a sleight of hand. Unless you can think of anything else, roll sleight of
hand. If you allow performance.
What's your performance? Is your performance like 19 because you're a bard?
It's a 7.
If you can think of a kind of actorly way of doing it, absolutely.
It's been a few weeks. I think the sleight of hand is more where he's at. So I'll just take that. Oh, that was a dramatic roll.
It was. I still believe that you've thrown it over the side. It's higher than my passive perception. So.
Emma looks directly at you as you do this and just shakes his head sadly and walks away.
Well, where to next? And are we almost there?
I should say, Timon, I hope we are, because I appreciate that I owe you some kind of a debt for saving us and bringing us down here, but it feels like so fair. We're just wasting a fair bit of time, getting stuck, getting hurt, and for no good cause so far. Is it much further to the gates of hell?
As you say that, you do all three of you just feel a kind of a sadness and an emptiness and a pointlessness just begin to almost blow in. Somehow a bad mood will just creep in upon you that you can't even recognize why. It just sort of feels almost physically like carried in the wind. Something is blowing into you, some sort of sapping, something enervating, weakening. And Timon himself just sort of slumps. I suppose it's just looks around somewhere here in this impossible, pointless journey of ours. He just sort of, he just slumps down.
Timon, are you... Can I go and, like, put my, hand kind of on his shoulder?
He doesn't stop you.
Right. So this journey is not pointless. Our gods have sent us here for a reason. There's always a purpose. Timon, this journey isn't pointless. There's always a reason. There's always fate. There's always a divine hand guiding the way. Surely you must see that. See that this journey is something we are destined to undertake.
Gods have no influence down here, child. This is a place abandoned by the gods. They have nothing. They can do nothing here.
We can do something. As long as we are here, this place is not abandoned by the gods. We are their hand, their agents. Been sent here for a reason.
I'm not religious, but I can surely agree with that, because, I mean, you get your power from the god, and you certainly have power down here, so they aren't fully gone.
I don't know what god it would be that would be using my power down here, but we're alive at least. So, is that your way of saying that we need to make our own way forwards? And that we're the only powerers can find the way, or?
I suppose it is my way of saying that whatever way we make forwards, that is the way it was meant to be. That this journey is not hopeless and not pointless. You know? I guess I'm just saying, don't lose hope.
That's fair.
As you say that, from down across this relentless plain of pale nothingness, down this endless plain, you all begin to see and hear motion. A great beast, an amalgam of those neutral, vapid souls, and the pests that torment them, burst up from the sands, vast and terrible, heading towards you. A throng of heads and bodies fused form its skull. Its vast, seemingly endless body, an oozing crust of gnarled chrysalis, like a heaving, stillborn moth. Winding against itself, propelling forward through its own slime at colossal speed. Too wide for you to run left or right, too fast to flee, and truly, where would you even go? Thoughts of inevitability, defeat, collapse, the torpor of pointless, trivial endeavor overwhelm you. How could your feeble form stand against such horror? All of you, as these sort of emotions, as this pointlessness overwhelms you, all of you make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. I'm not good at those.
That's not what I wanted.
Is as the paladin, is there any sort of aura thing with you?
No, not yet. I'm just a mini paladin. I'm just level 3. We don't have fancy things that help other people or ourselves. I'm just a paladin that gets very angry.
Would I have time to cast Bless before we make this savings throw?
If you can think of a good reason why, yes. In character.
now that I'm kind of thinking of it, I don't think there's a... well, I was talking about, like, faith and not to lose hope. And as I feel... Because I think this creature and these feelings we're feeling, I think feel kind of somewhat, like, unnatural to Ella. Like, she feels these things, but it doesn't feel like, normally she has her faith to keep her going. So I think she says, we must not lose hope. We must not lose faith. See, the gods do have power down here. I think that's what I would maybe use to kind of to make that point to cast bless, if that makes any sense.
Sure thing. You already had it like on the tips of your fingers as it appeared, so sure, you can cast bless.
Okay. So just add a d4 to the saving throws you make.
That makes mine a 15.
Okay then, Ella, true believer. You are not overtaken by this storm of torpor and sorrow. Mek and Dan, you both are. So,
Figures.
both of your spirits fail you, and you start sinking under this heaving burden. Like water leaving a broken jar, your will to continue seeps out. What goes through your mind as your will to continue drains away?
So we are still on the ship, aren't we? Just to be...
Yes, you're on the ship.
Okay. I mean, I think for Toric, there would be like a sense that he'd probably be quite angry about that, but also like the anger and that sort of positive drive is leaving him. And so he'd almost be sort of gearing himself up to be getting annoyed about how long this journey's taking. To him, this just feels like the journey's taking too long. We need to get there. Where are these things? And then just kind of almost a sense of can't bring himself to say it, just sort of a bit deflated and kind of resigning himself to just waiting for it to be over.
And for Mek, I think he goes from like watching this thing with a big puffed out chest, a spark in his eye, and just everything looking great, to the second he fails his save, his eyes go dead, his chest goes slack, and he like moves to the mast of the ship and like dramatically falls down it and like sprawls himself out on the ship like a child having a tantrum, but he's just like silently sulking. I'm already dead. Why am I here? I should have gone to purgatory. Everything is sunk out of him. He is basically turned into a soppy, sad child who is moping.
Mek, as you do that, Timon, he tries to sort of wrestle himself free from your grip, Ella. And he turns towards this terrifying beast. Darkness, take the day in which I was born. All the evil that I have authored. All my bitterness, all my rage. He turns to the great beast. Take me! Take me! And just sort of stands athwart, waiting to be devoured. Ella, you are the only one still sane.
Friends, remember, Timon, remember why we're here, why you brought us here. How do we make this ship move? Please.
Right, bother remembering. Everything sucks.
There's no point, little one. There's no point in making it move. There's nowhere to go.
Yes. We can go away from here. Listen, I know you're all stronger than this. You're all fighters. Just, it may seem dark today that there's no point, but tomorrow, you'll feel different. All you can do is keep moving.
as you say that, Toric, the symbol, the one that you found on your pillow when you woke up,
Little
it begins
mountain.
begins to shine brighter and brighter, and over you comes a feeling of powerful, cold winds sweeping. And just from the corners of your ear, just faint at first and louder, come the sound of thundering, relentless thundering, powerful and vital, begins to fill the dead, humid air. All of you begin to hear hooves storming across the sky. And in front of you, between you and the great beast that storms before you, are the illuminated outlines of white horses, their forms growing brighter, their cascades stronger. And Toric, riding atop one of these beasts, you see a glittering silhouette of a figure so close to you, so far from you, her hair shining as if made from stars. The storm of horses crashes into the great beast. The beast that threatened your spirits and your lives crumples and shatters underfoot, its tattered mass of fragments crushed into the plain, with only ragged pieces still visible. And into the vast darkness of this demi-world, a storm of horses rides, into the all-eclipsing black sky, shining like stars until they are gone.
Here, now, bugger me. You might be right there, Ella. Maybe there is some power of the gods down here, because, well, I certainly hope she isn't. Tell me. I'm going to turn to Timon. Timon, tell me she's not in this place. She's not in this place, is she? You said she went somewhere better. She deserves better than that.
Heaven, probably, I would imagine. Definitely, probably a heaven. Yes, heaven. Yes. I must get some rest now. And he just walks quite quickly, quite awkwardly away from the rest of you.
So just to clarify, this effect has gone off us now, where you don't feel hopeless?
The moment the creature died, your spirit suddenly became normal again. It just...
I see.
Like a cold water that swept over you, swept away.
See, I feel better now. There's something to go for.
I feel like I should apologize for overreacting a little bit. I just sort of pick myself up off the ground, dust myself off. I don't know what came upon me.
That's all right, man. We've got something to go for now.
Yes, but how do you know? You seem like you knew what, and I point at Toric, what that thing was, or what killed it at least. What?
I've no idea what thing was, but our saviour, the lady leading them horses of valiant horses, whatever vision they were. I mean, I don't know if you saw her too, but that was her. That was my love. Like her, she's one of the ones that them demons that came for me. They got her, and Timon told me that she'd gone to a better place, and well, wherever she is, she's or something has showed up here to save us. And right at this time when I was feeling like I just wanted to give up and let it happen, she's the one that turned up and saved us.
Well,
They were angels, surely. They were sent here from the heavens. Save us. Save you, Toric.
That's what those look like.
I will say I've never met angels before, apart from the ones that showed up and killed everyone that I loved, and then the ones down here that have just turned on us and tried to kill us down here. So, any more angels show up, I won't be treating them as if they come from some place of good.
Okay, so they're complicated beings. Okay. Bit more gray than the image I was thinking, but interesting.
I don't know what they are, but they look like angels in any book I ever saw. But they've never done out nice.
I try and just like think back to, my religious studies. Were there ever, I don't know, any tales of creatures like the ones we saw? Anything that I would recognize and be like, oh, that's what they are?
I would like to do the same thing, but with like historical fiction and like anything that Mek would have read in like legend stories and stuff like that. So that's his whole deal.
We have a religion check, we have a history check. Okay then, I'm going to say for you, what's your face? Jiminy Cricket, Dan.
Yeah.
You don't need to make a check.
Oh.
So Mek, yes. You know that, I guess you've seen this symbol? Like, as it glowed? Yeah, you know that this is a symbol of the god Jaskar, a god of horses, of unicorns, a god of high mountain breezes. This certainly seems like this is something sent from him. This is some kind of power emanating from him. And you're pretty sure, yeah, this is the divine work of those above. Ella, you know in your religious lessons that for those who are blessed, or those to whom those above have taken a shine to, there can be divine interventions. And you also know of interveners. Sometimes it's not gods themselves. Sometimes it's people who act in between mortals and the divine. Sometimes those people can be those who can sort of use divine force, a kind of angelic being, if you will. And I forget the name of your character, Dan.
Toric.
Toric. It's almost like it's not like as if words enter into your head. It's just sort of information just appears by some divine intervention, if you will, and you know what you can use this symbol for now.
Okay, fair enough. So I can use it in a way that might help us if we're in no paddle territory.
I think, yeah, Toric, you would just see Ella kind of making, I don't know, like almost like sort of hero worship eyes at you. Toric, I think those divine beings, those angels, they have a plan for you. They came to save you. I'm not sure if it was your God that sent them, or if they came of their own volition, but it's proof of what we're meant to do here, that we're important.
They're definitely from that, like, horse guy, some like horse god, he does like Pegasuses and unicorns and everything horse-like. I read about him, like, way back when. I don't fully remember the name, but yeah.
Oh yeah, she was good with horses. She was only one that would ever. Only her could ever get Trunks to do what I couldn't. And no, you're right, Ella Littlin. We came down here with a mission, and I feel like I'd nearly lost sight of that. And you're right. We've got good people as need saving, And maybe there are gods on our side as will help us to do it.
I know I'm going to keep a more open eye out to him, because up until the past couple of days entering, kind of just gestures to the space around him, wherever this is, been a bit more open to the idea of it. So perhaps maybe music magic does come from a divine source of some sort. I don't know.
Anyway, I think we've done enough of this waiting for Timon to guide us on our journey. I think someone ought to take control of this ship and get us sailing in a direction. Find us somewhere to go.
At least until Timon becomes a bit less embarrassed, yes. Yeah. Who is, like, out of character? Who do we think is going to be the best to, like, man a ship like this, if we even can?
I was thinking Toric.
I think so too. I don't think I'm. That's usually like an intelligence wisdom based thing, right? Or like, I don't know. I don't know what it would be.
He's not very I mean, he's not. He's quite smart. He's quite strong.
Okay, if we're just going by stats, I have Ella is pretty smart and has a little bit of wisdom.
I do not have proficiency in any vehicles, though.
I'm just strong and charismatic. I don't have any proficiencies in any vehicles either. I'm just a little music man.
Proficiencies in vehicles. Can we, like...
Is there a wheel on this ship?
Yeah. Is there something to move the ship?
I hadn't even thought up to now. Maybe it just moves itself.
Near where Time was standing, there is an oar. It is held in place seemingly by nothing, not even quite touching the boat, yet not drifting away. Occasionally it bobs up and down as if in water, but there is no water for it to be in. It is right near the prow of the boat. You saw that Timon was using it to direct the vessel.
I like that.
We'll give it a shot. I want to see someone else take a hold of this. I kind of like shove Toric over a bit. You got it.
I suppose. Yes, if we just need to punt the ship a bit, I can probably do that. And yeah, I'll reach out and take the oar. I'm not afraid of steering it if no one else wants to.
As you hold it, you feel resistance as if it was inside water. Roll something. How are you going to try to move the boat forward?
I was kind of hoping that I would just pick the oar up and kind of... I'm imagining kind of like a Venetian gondolier, just kind of try and, move it through this imaginary water. It's probably a bit cumbersome at first, but I imagine once you've done it a few times, if you can feel like where the resistance is, you can kind of get a bit more of a sort of stroke going from it.
And I think just while you do that, Mek's gonna pull out the pan flute and, or I guess no, for this, you pull out the drum and pull out like a deep beat to keep you rowing to, and kind of like a spectral bull comes across you, and you get advantage on strength checks, and your carrying capacity doubles. So hopefully this helps with this big ship.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is a strength thing or...
Well, I'll hopefully switch it to the best ability. But yeah, my idea is I'm just going to be the guy with the drum at the front of the boat who's helping the guy row.
If you want to use strength, roll a strength check with advantage if I've read this ability correctly.
Okay. That's a 27.
On a 27, you just sort of spin, just throw this oar back, and the entire boat jerks violently almost as if it would tip over if it could. It can't quite do that. All of you are just flung to the side of the boat.
Enter speedboat mode.
Right, see, now we're making some progress. Now we're relying on that. I'll be having words with that cleric or whatever he is when he gets back. We need to get on. And yeah, I'm just going to stand there and keep however long I need to punt for, I will punt.
Make another strength saving. Make some strength check.
Oh.
I just keep banging the drum for the whole hour.
Next one, 21. Still.
Okay, the boat shudders, not moving forwards, just sort of spinning around. Everyone is flung to the other side of the boat.
Is there
Hold
another
yourself
board, or
steady.
is there only the one?
Are you saying that out loud, or are you just asking me?
I could say it out loud, yeah. Well, it seems like with only one oar, we're just gonna keep going in circles.
Yes, violent, messy circles. There's only one oar because we only need one. It's direct the boat with your will, sir. Toric, as Timon staggers, clearly having been bumped, really having a bit of a nervous breakdown and just sort of scuttling out in order to chastise you.
I don't normally steer things with my will. I normally do it with these. There's no point having muscles if you can't use them.
Think about where you want to go and move the oar.
Well, you might have to help me there. See, I don't rightly know where it is we need to go next.
You see Timon, his eyes a little bit blurry and cloudy, turn around almost 360, and he points vaguely in front of you. There, that corona of fire. Can you see it?
Now you mention it, that's where we're going, is it?
That's where reality is torn. Through that bleeding wound, we may enter into the bowels of hell. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to picture this sort of miasma of fire and literally sort of conjuring any kind of stereotypical sort of image of like the hells that I can conjure from my readings, and yeah, stroke the oar forward.
I'll switch up the song to a pan flute and change it to Owl's Wisdom while you do that, if Oliver will allow. I'll spend another spell slot if you like.
Oh, no, that's fine. Make a wisdom throw as you just picture images of flames and hell.
With advantage, I can do a 4.
Okay. As you just imagine pictures of hell, just, you all start to feel incredibly hot as just these flame spouts begin to appear on the boat, hither and thither, in between the floorboards. Just imagine you going forward.
Right. Okay, I mean, I might be a bit too strong for this boat. It might take someone with a more delicate touch to guide her in the right direction, you know.
Help if we just all imagined it? That we're, moving forward?
Yes, I think it might be your guys' fault for thinking of the wrong place. That's where we're trying to go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, my bad, I guess.
Just couldn't get hell out of my mind, I suppose.
Should we all give it a shot together, or?
Well, let's hold hands.
It would be quite unwieldy if you all did it. You could try holding hands if you wish.
Yeah, let's all hold hands in a little circle and will going forward.
No, I'm done with this stupid boat. Just let me know when we get there. And I'm going to stomp off and go and sit on like a railing at the side of the boat or something. I'm not standing round in a circle holding people's hands. Stupid way to move a boat.
Boy, well, alrighty then. I just kind of like let go of the hands a little bit. Well, I mean, maybe you have a higher will. I know I'm not very wise or anything. It's all pictures for me. Um, do you want to give it a shot? I kind of ask Ella.
I suppose if you want me to, I can try.
I switch up the song on her and I'll cast it again.
Right. Yeah, can Ella just try to imagine the boat moving forwards towards this corona of fire? And this would just be is it a wisdom saving throw or just a wisdom check?
Wisdom check.
Okay. And this would be with advantage. Is this enhance ability? Right.
Correct.
Okay. 1 foot. Wait, no, not feet. Just boat moving forwards. Just one blank desert in front of another blank desert. Nothingness.
So you grab the oar. It's as if you were sitting on a bicycle for the first time, and it just begins to float perfectly. The ship moves as you hold and pull back the oar. The ship moves in perfect alignment, the same gentle bobbing motion, and the ship just begins to float and sail through the air as it did before. I'm going to say with the 20, from now on, you will get advantage whenever you try to use this vessel, whenever you try to steer it.
I play that pan flute every time, and that spectral owl just flies on your shoulder.
The owl's name?
Sorry?
What's the owl's name?
Never sort of named him. I mean, that one's yours, so whatever you want to name it.
Fartleby it is.
Fartleby. Mek kind of snickers into his pan flute a little bit. Sure. All right. And he writes it down in his notebook.
That was the name of one of my, my fellow bearers back in the cloister. Everyone always laughed at him.
He had to bear all the bowel problems.
Yes.
Well done. As you start moving the boat, I'm just going to basically sit on the side grumbling about don't know how you can move a boat. Stupid way to move a boat. How can she manage it and I can't manage to move a boat?
You did move it. You moved it very, very rough and very vigorously. I thought it was fun.
Yes, if this boat didn't only have one oar, you would have moved it just fine.
I think we should honestly keep that in mind. If we ever get swarmed on this boat and there's a bunch of little tiny guys, and you could grab the oar and go crazy buck wild with it and shake them all off. I think that's a good idea.
No, it's very kind of you, but Ella's doing a good job. To be fair, she's you've moved it well. Okay.
Well, we'll keep that in our back pocket. I just kind of sit down beside you and pat you on the back and keep playing the song.
Okay then. Everyone, as you drift towards hell itself, you all get to level 9. After a long night of as Timon would have come in and helped you, Ella, if you tired through the night and wanted some rest, but after a long night of resting, and having gained experience fighting the creatures of hell, you sail past the vacuous plain. Occasionally you see a few neutrals adrift, but nothing interrupts your forward motion. The great corona, flaming and burning at the horizon, grows closer, ever closer. Finally, you get a better view of what it is. Almost consuming the entirety of the horizon, you see a burning chasm where this manufactured world has been hacked into. A great burning semicircle It's flat on the ground, its arch high in the black sky, leading into a world of fire. And across the ring of this gate, you see emblazoned these words: "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here."
Nice.
As you get closer, you see a torrent of damned souls scraping their way towards this gate, like dry leaves scratching against the ground in a light breeze. You hear from this distance sound faintly of voices, of deathbed recantations, repeated over and over again, all too late. You hear cries of forgiveness, and you hear the gnashing of the teeth of those who fought death with their will to the end and refused to give up the ghost. All now are swept alike into Asmodeus's maw. Tormenting these wretches are demons, crafted from whatever material, solely to harass and harry these wretches. Demons without heads, their heaving shoulders leading to thick arms. Instead of hands, great steel claws. Great steel chains with black barbed hooks extend out, lashing at the damned mass to dare to leave the surge, entering into hell.
So, I take it these are the ones that weren't neither good nor bad. These are the ones that, at least on the surface, deserve to be here.
These are those who have earned their everlasting punishment. Yes.
But they're not inside yet, are they? Like, if we were to do something to them now, would we save them from that?
He turns to you. There's nothing you can do to save these now. There are many demons. Just, for instance, it's hard to see. You can just see like black spots against all of these white spots. But there are thousands of these demons. This huge torrent, you cannot even begin to fathom how many people are making this procession forward.
No, I mean, I don't imagine you could save all of them, and I don't imagine most of them deserve it. They're probably here for a reason, but, like, is there... If there was one among them, say, who didn't deserve it, could you stop them now?
You would have to sift a long time through this chaff to find a single grain of wheat, friend. We do not have that time.
I say. On with a mission, then, as it were. So I imagine this is quite a change of perspective then from like the sort of disparate, because we'd seen sort of like dozens of people, you know, walking through the neutral plane, sort of, or crowds of dozens at a time kind of thing, sometimes 100, but this is on a different scale, would you say?
Well, you're a military man. You've seen many sort of processions as armies head to war. You don't think in all the battlefields you've been on, you counted up all of those men, and if each and every one had been slain, they wouldn't come close to the numbers you see now.
I say, the rest of you, you don't think maybe we're taking on too much, do you? Like, that's a lot of people. It's a lot to go through in, you know, if when we get in there, there's that many of them, like...
Well, my entire resistance been a bit too much, so I'm always down for anything.
Clearly we have the gods on our side. I do not think they would send us into danger if it would be too much for us.
Are there any chances the people we're looking for aren't anywhere nearby? Now that we're sort of in their hot pot. Also, out of character, has it gotten like noticeably hotter and all that?
There is sort of I'm sure at some point in our lives we've all been sort of near something very hot, but it's been far away and it still felt hot. It's like that. I mean, this is very hot and you are very far away. You can still just feel the edges of it sort of stroking your face. Timon turns to you and says, "We do have one advantage. This vessel and my power will keep us hidden, at least from those who are not directly staring at us. We have some secrecy in our venture.
And if they do directly stare at us?
We are armed."
Right.
I feel like I should have asked this before, but have you done this before? Will be your first.
I have been here before, yes.
Okay. Explains the familiarity, and just get going then. Don't want anybody staring at us too long, eh? And he kind of wipes his brow from all the sweat.
I love how you're a Canadian in character. Like, Mek Gong is canonically a Canadian.
Help it!
The
Didn't even
demons
notice it.
The demons here are directed towards the throng. If we, with some secrecy, perchance we may slip through. We are not going to go. We will not follow this procession. I know a secret way to a hidden place. First, we must get through the gate. I assume you're still piloting the vessel, Ella?
Yeah. But if Timon would come over, I'd let him do it.
Takes the oar. Thank you. We must stick as close to the rim of this gate as we can. Heat will be fierce. And he starts to direct you. You get closer and closer. You just hear just fragments. Some of the people down there scream. Some weep. Some with words you can hear, some in languages you can't. Some aren't saying words, mere noises, wrenched out of them from the horror of their suffering. Closer you get, you see the glimmer of the barbed hooks. Closer you get, the fire licking and caressing you, consuming you, devouring you. Hot, too hot, almost painful it becomes. You go closer and closer to the walls of hell. You turn your head to the sky, you see darkness. Till the darkness begins to be filled with flame, and slowly begin to creep past the rim to the bowels of hell itself. Everyone, make a stealth check.
Yeah, so I think just for anyone that's watching Toric throughout this, I like to imagine that with my level up, the idea is that I have this sort of fire resistance based on this realization that I've grown up a lot, but then since certain events in my childhood. But anyone that's looking at him at this point, as we're traveling through somewhere that is hot, fiery, even if we're not actually taking damage, you see probably for the first time this sort of flicker of a little bit of fear and kind of trepidation crossing over. He definitely looks a bit twitchy. His eyes are, anytime there's flame that's a bit closer to our vessel than the others, he's looking at it a bit too kind of warily. He's definitely not keen on the fire and the flames, but doesn't say anything. And then I make that stealth check.
I'm wearing heavy armor, so unfortunately I make this with disadvantage.
That's all right. We got you back.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be a 20 for me.
The switch to the battle mat is never a good sign.
I mean, 12's not bad with disadvantage.
No, I'm surprised. With a -1 disadvantage, it's pretty good.
The sulfurous smell and generic heat Hot, stifling, dry heat fills your nostrils. You enter into this place. In the corner of your eyes, you can see the tormentors, faceless, beasts made to inflict punishment and suffering. You see on the other side, you are close to the walls of hell itself. It looks like a strange, mottled mixture of rock and bare, naked, the flesh of wounds. If I remember correctly, I can pass into a hidden place. But, he passes you the ore, Ella. I must find it first. He dismounts the boat and begins to press his hands against the walls, as if trying to find something.
What are these over here?
Those are the tormenting demons.
They have something of a resemblance to the big angel guys from the last place. Is that intended or coincidental?
It's the same wombo setting.
That's alright.
Man, they're so big they don't fit fully on the token. It's not a good sign.
I'll tell you what, Wombo will not give you a headless demon. I tried 6 or 7 times headless demon. All of them had heads. So eventually I just shoved like the circle, shoved the token so it would cut the head off.
That works.
But does Timon seem to cloak himself in any fashion as he hops off the boat and does that?
He does not.
I'm gonna just pop a no, I feel like that's gonna last more than a minute. Never mind, I'll let him do his business. He seems to know what he's doing.
I'm going to keep to this side of the boat, given there's a big fiery crack on the other side.
I think Ella is just kind of nervously sitting at this oar, not really sure what to do, kind of waiting.
Simon sort of touches the walls like a blind man trying to read Braille.
He's getting quite far away. Do you think we should shout him or something?
Something hears us. I think. I don't know, I think we just say perfectly still and hope he comes back, maybe?
There's concern this foolish old man has no idea where in this fiery hellhole he's taking us.
But, Toric, we have no idea where we're going in this fiery hellhole either.
No, I don't like it.
Agreed there.
He should have a map or something.
Maybe he does, but it's like a mental map, a mind map. Only he can see it.
How does, why can't I remember his name? Timon? How does he look like he's doing over there?
He's making slow progress. Doesn't seem frustrated. He just seemed like a man who knows what he's doing. It's just taking him a while. As he's sort of touching the walls, they're almost like the rock begins to palpitate and flow underneath his hands, corresponding to his touch.
Doing something with the walls and the rock is like shifting. Yeah, can I try and look around? Does it look like anything here has noticed us, or are we still like invisible to them?
How would you like to look around?
Just like glancing at our surroundings. I guess I was thinking like a perception check kind of thing.
Sure thing, anyone can roll perception. Dan, as you look around, just a stray fragment of fire, a stray spark, lands into one of your eyes.
Nice. It's very painful. Stupid. Bloody fiery. It's in my eyes. So don't like it.
Mek, as you look around, you see really the only thing that catches your eyes, apart from this endless parade of the damned, is the glitter of these black hooks, these creatures, their bodies woven with long, winding black iron chains, their muscles rippling. These were beasts designed to harry and to cause pain. Ella, you look around, just around and up and down, trying to find something, some discernible difference. There's a mild clattering. Your heavy armor claps against your shield clatters against your mace. And just as you are looking down into this fiery pit, you see an eye looking back at you. An eye attached to a very large mouth. A mouth that begins to scream, and scream, and scream. The tormentors in the distance, their headless bodies turn towards you and begin to charge.
Oh no.
Oh.
The sexy men are coming.
Oh, bloody sparks in my eye. I can't. I
Tell me
should've-
you find those guys sexy.
Oh no. Well, the way Oliver described, described it, Mek be into that. He's sketching it at least. Not maybe less into it, but more like I can respect that.
So just to be clear, they've got no heads, and then there's a giant disembodied head screaming at us from the ground next to the ship.
This thing seems like it's made to watch out for things and then scream if it sees them. Like these creatures, their bodies are made exactly to their purpose. These are just made to throw hooks and hurt people. This thing is made to find people and scream when it sees them.
I'm with you. And what about Timon, since he's led us into yet another conflict situation whilst he's wandering about aimlessly? Does he turn to respond to any of this, or is he still massaging the stones?
He looks at you, once more shakes his head sadly, like a disappointed headmaster. Look, I know I'm close, just try to avoid dying and get closer towards me. This tormentor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as it bounds towards you.
Oh.
And it will dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. The other tormentor. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. These creatures hurling themselves towards you, the rattling of the chains, the barbed hooks growing ever closer. Toric.
Yeah, Mek's been on the ground a fair few times already. Can I reach out and just touch Mek sort of on the shoulder and say, "These fiends and demons won't hurt you, friend," as I cast Protection from Good and Evil on him, which means that any fiends or undead, fae, elementals, aberrations, celestials, but I'm guessing these are some sort of fiend or something, they have disadvantage on attack rolls against him. And also he can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
I like that. Thank you.
And then I'm just going to walk up to the edge of the ship and make myself look big and scary. And that's the end of my turn.
I love when you say charmed. It could be like a charming evening. Like one of them is just being delightful towards you. It would have no effect.
Good.
None.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the evening would be joyless for you. Ella.
Okay, so can I just like move this ship? Or how does that all work?
I didn't think of that. Roll me a wisdom throw to determine your fate. If you want to do that.
Will that be an action to like move the ship?
I'll say you can use it. That can be movement.
Okay. Natural 20.
Fucking hell. Me for 9 and 6 months. I'll say you can move 50 feet.
Ooh. Right. I'm just gonna hope that these guys don't get us. Wait, guys, stay on the ship. Where was 50 feet. I didn't even measure it out. Guys, I think maybe we can just... well, no, we should probably fight these guys. I was kind of thinking of just dashing and just giving these guys the run around.
I don't think you can use dash to move a ship further, surely.
Yeah, don't push me, Ryan. I'm a dangerous man to cross.
You're gonna come to Wisconsin and find me.
It's a small place, about the size of Britain.
Okay, I'm going to cast Grasping Ghost. So, a flock of floating hands. I just think, like, she takes out, like, kind of, I don't know, like a rosary, and, like, just spectral hands kind of appear. Sorry, I'm still reading this thing.
Sorry, I really thought you were going to say like a bracelet filled with disembodied, like you've just got a whole like sheaf of dead hands. Like I'll just use that one today.
Well, the rosary is made of tiny little hands. Not actual hands, carved hands. But yeah, so this well, this one looks like the least strong. So this guy is going to need to make a strength saving throw. Or take 3d8 necrotic damage. Fails. Sorry, that's DC 17. Takes 18 necrotic damage. And then on a failed saving throw, these hands just kind of grasp this floating head and grapple him until the end of my next turn. And then I can immediately move the target 30 feet away in a direction of my choice. He's going to go, like, right here.
As your hands try to move, it's like this creature is glued to the rock. Kind of like this thing is a limpet attached, growing out of the wall. So you can't really move it.
Okay, not good. But at least we know that now. And that was, it's gonna be my turn. Oh, sorry. Actually, if I cast a spell using a spell of 3rd level or higher, sorry, it's been a while. That these hands can target one additional creature in range for each spell level above the 2nd. So this is, all my spells are like 4th level. Because that's how the class works. So actually, each of these guys also need to make a strength saving throw. Gonna be DC 17. Is that 20 intelligence?
They both make it, so both take 9.
And that'll be Ella's turn.
Hyman continues to quite fondle the walls. He strokes and palpitates and touches. He halts, as if he's found what he is looking for. In a strange, almost guttural, rasping language, said at a peculiarly low frequency, begins to chant into the walls. Mek.
I think since we're not like within fighting distance and we're all kind of staying on the ship, I don't want to pop off, leave my group, and do all this. I'm gonna compliment the protection from evil and good on me and cast a 2nd level heroism and just run in between. Oh, I still am on the arrow mode to mess with Ryan. Run in between Ella and Toric, and I just place my hands on both their shoulders and I cast heroism on them as I kind of look to both of them and go, remember, like Ella said, have hope. That's our motto now, have hope. And you guys are both heroism. You can't be frightened, and you gain 4 temporary hit points at the start of each of your turns. Just in case these guys frighten us. I always feel like demons frighten.
They do look pretty frightening.
So that's my action, and then bonus action. As a part of that speech, we'll just say that some inspiration went to you're our driver, Ella, so we'll say Toric. And that is my turn.
Okay, Ella. The creature which you have wrapped around with these hands, just grasping, pulling, stretching, some sort of in its lips and its cheeks, pulling and binding them, then grabbing onto its huge, heaving teeth, some grappling onto the chin. As it resists and fights against them, it emits this horrifying screech. Sounds like the wailings of the damned, as if parrot-like it's repeating them. You hear snatches of words, some in sorrow, some in blinding rage, as the screech goes out towards you. Will a 15 hit you?
No.
You have hope, despite the fact you were instructed to abandon hope, and you make the throw. This tormentor, 5, 10, 15, will hurl a hook at you. And I'm gonna say Mumbly Jefferson himself, Mek Gong.
It has to be a disadvantage then. And that still hits. That's okay.
You are
14.
grappled as this hook, its black barbs tearing into you like a fish hook, rips into a trout. Take 14 points of damage.
Yoink, I grabbed it.
Okay then. It attempts to reel you in. Make a 16 strength or dex saving throw, or you're pulled towards the tormentor.
Thank God. Strength or dex. I mean, they're both pretty good when it comes to saving throws instead of checks.
Okay then. You are not pulled in any closer.
Gotta keep my legs strong and angle myself back so all of his pulling energy is just being put right into the ground.
It sort of does the same. One of these hooks has come out of its hand. It doesn't have a hand, it just has a hook that's been hurled into you. With its other hand, it wraps around its wrist as it's using all of its strength to pin you. The other tormentor turn towards Ella and hurl a hook at you.
Okay, 23 will hit.
They're good with them hooks.
Yeah. 7 damage, and I have to make a strength dex. Definitely getting strength here.
You don't make it now. This is just to escape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as the hook swings around and around you. It sort of bucks and tears into your armor, and one of the prongs just stabs into your abdomen deep, a trickle of blood pouring down your robe. And this tormentor attempt to reel. Make a dex or strength saving throw or be yanked 25 feet towards the tormentor.
Oh, damn.
I think Ella just kind of digs her heels in and just stays like just grabbing onto the oar of the ship. Just manages not to be pulled in.
It will then do the same as its fellow. It uses all of its might to pin you and trap you. Toric.
Yeah. These guys are busy. They've got their hook streams crossed. I mean, are their hooks connected by some sort of chain or something? Is that what's connecting them to the other two?
Apparently someone wasn't paying attention in demon biology class. It's the hook bone connected to the wrist bone.
Chain bone.
Yeah! Yes, it is connected via a chain.
Okay. Is there any way to kind of like... I haven't really got anything that's good at cutting chains, to be fair, so... do you know what? I'm just gonna leap off the side of this ship, run up to these two things. They're distracted, hooking my buddies, so at least I can kind of get in close to them and pee them off a bit.
You're inspired too.
I am inspired too. Can I just swing my halberd around? And I want to kind of attack both of them with one swing. I mean, I'm going to make 2 attack rolls, but you know, I'm flavouring this as if I'm literally just swinging the thing round at both of them. And so, let me just check. Yellow guy first will be a 16 to hit, and a 24 to hit the blue guy.
Canonically, with one swing, you strike into both of these creatures, and both are hit.
Nice. Yellow will take 13 slashing damage, and 11 to the blue guy.
You add a d8 on either of those if you want.
Ooh, I could do. I'll top up the 11. 15. That seems like a good way to use my bardic inspiration.
Like a free little smite.
Yeah. I could have smited as well, but I'm just kind of saving something in the tank. I don't know how hard these guys are going to hit. So, that is the end of my turn.
Ella, with a hook stabbed deep inside you.
Right. I'm just going to try and escape this hook here. That would be 15 strength or dex. Do strength. And just try and tear this hook off my armor. 16.
Okay, then you push, you shove, you feel this barb slowly, painfully exiting you, scraping your muscles as it leaves. With the last heave, it's shoved out, and it whizzes back towards the tormentor.
Gross. Ouch. And then that was my action and bonus action, a new feature. I can take the help action as a bonus action. So I'm just going to try and help Mek next to me. So that gives, I think the help action just gives like advantage on your next check.
I like that. Because I have a cool idea coming up.
That's Ella's turn.
Simon continues his chanting. It's louder and louder. It almost seems to echo against itself. The stone, blood-coloured, mottled, begins to ripple out, begins to warp slowly. Mek.
Okay. Hear me out here. Instead of making the check to escape, can I reel him? Can I pull his chain and try to smash him down to the ground right in front of Toric and make him prone?
You certainly can.
Would that be a strength check, athletics? What would this be here?
I think it would be strength, or yeah, I think athletics would have to be.
And with advantage because Ella's help and like helping me back. Let's see.
Nice.
28.
Describe what this looks like.
I think like Ella kind of like how does Ella help Mek with this? Does she just kind of pull the chain a bit?
Yeah, I think, well, if you would like indicate what you want to do, I think, yeah, Ella would just pull the chain with you here.
I think you see his muscles start to bulge as he's holding the chain, also partially ripped into his skin, and he pulls hard onto it, and like a tug of war, he gets like one big step forward, but I feel like Ella can tell he needs a little hand. Because it was an 18 going to a 28.
Yeah, I think Ella kind of grabs you from behind and just like takes just one step backward with you, and that's enough.
Yeah, I whip him down on the ground in front of Toric, and I yell, Toric, buddy, you got the advantage! So I inspire him and give him advantage because he's prone now. So you have combat inspiration and bardic inspiration on you. So that's my action and bonus action. And I inspire him, hopefully set up a cool ass move.
Nice.
Where's the prone? Okay. This screecher will make a targeted screech towards you, Toric.
Bring it. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to hit.
Okay. As 22 psychic damage as the wails and the laments of the damned resonate towards you. You take 22 psychic damage. And as they're bouncing, the sounds are sort of crashing against you, ringing out, resonating against your armor. Any creatures have advantage on attack rolls made against you for one turn. Okay, this one is still attached to you, Cashton.
Yeah, but he is prone, so I don't know how you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to say it has disadvantage, or you've got advantage against this reel as it just lying on the ground tries to drag you towards it. So
awesome. Strength or dex saving throw. Surprisingly, with a 12 athletics, my dexterity saving throw is still higher. Oh, that's not supposed to be with advantage.
With a 17, that would still work.
Strange. But yeah.
My athletics went up as well when we leveled up. I missed that.
And the creature on the ground, I'm going to say, has disadvantage because it's prone, will lash out at you, Toric. No, and it's got has disadvantage and advantage, so it would only be a regular attack. So that would be a straight 25.
Yeah, that's still going to hit, though.
This heaving black hook crashes into your armor. It stabs through at some vital edges. Your body is pierced and your blood begins to flow down you, almost steaming in the heat. Tormentor besides you will turn towards Ella. Make a hook attack against you.
That'll miss. Holy shit.
How am I going to punish this creature for getting a 1 in 400?
Is he falling too?
I'm going to say this creature lashes its hook against the boat. Like, it completely misses you. It successfully lashes against the boat, and as it reels itself towards you both, dragging itself on the ground. So I'm going to give you an attack opportunity against it, Toric. It's about here.
Okay.
So it goes flying.
I was going to say, is it forced movement? But I guess it's voluntary because it's reeling itself. Yeah, I will just find my halberd and give it a quick. Oh, it's only an 11.
It's moving too fast and too stupidly for you to hit. As it drags its body, you can see it scraping its flesh left against this ragged stone. All three of you, each one of you individually, roll a d10.
Ooh.
Okay then. It takes 9 total points of damage as its body scrapes against this rock. Toric, your turn. Oh wait. Any creature that starts its turn within 10 feet of a tormentor is struck by a lash attack. You are within 10 feet at the beginning of your turn. From its side, one of these hooks just lashes out at you and misses.
My AC is not that low. I shall. Do you know what? He's taken a couple of hits there. That screech went straight into his mind. He feels bolstered by the heroism. That was very nice. That's keeping him going, but he is getting quite angry, and so I am going to take the opportunity to rage. And knowingly, that other tormentor has just passed outside of my aura, but this one in front of me will take 3 points of fire damage as the sort of swirling storm of flame and ember and sparks begins to swirl around this man who is somehow still a little bit unnerved by flame and ember and sparks. Go figure. And more importantly, I am going to take a couple of attacks at him. Whilst is he still prone on the ground, bound by this chain?
Yes, they're both hoist upon their own petards.
More fool them. Yes, I will take the 2 attacks, which I'm guessing are with advantage.
Oh, aye.
24 and a 22.
Both hit.
Very nice round numbers. For 16 and 9 slashing damage with the extra 8 from the Bardic Inspiration. So that is 5, which will be 14, 16, 30 altogether. Take that, you funny little demon. That is the end of my turn also.
Ella, your turn.
Hey.
Mek, you no longer have protection from good and evil because I lost concentration on my spell because I got too angry.
To note.
You guys just see a worm start to wriggle its way out of Ella's sleeve, and she just chucks it at this demon right here. I think we're in 30 feet.
Yeah, you just keep those on you?
Well, they kind of, they like to grow inside. I'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah.
But this guy has to make Oh no, it just happens, and then when they hit him with an attack, he has to make a con saving throw. So yeah, this worm just burrows in. Guys, just aim for the worm. It'll be good, I promise. It's a friendly worm. And that's my turn.
Just infested already. Oh.
As Timon continues his deep, strange, dark chant, the wall in front of him palpitates and warps and begins to visibly recede. Mek.
All right. These guys are getting close. I'm just gonna send a shatter, like out back here, so it hits both these guys. So that'll be it's a DC 16 con save. Still take half though, so that's good. They will take 12 damage. That's my action. And bonus action, I will send. We're not getting too much heat over here, so I'll just keep sending to Toric to keep being inspired.
Thank you. They keep going on the damage nicely.
As you cast Shatter, a torrent of rocks crash over the mouth of this creature. Some of them land inside its hideous gullet. Some of them are gnashed and gnarled, smash through its teeth, and through this mouthful of rock, it will screech out and try to hit you, Mek.
Does it have advantage?
It does not.
No.
Then that will miss.
You were supposed to abandon hope. You've completely boodled this encounter. This tormentor will unlash itself from the boat. It will start to climb. It is very tall. It will simply start to ascend up this boat. Now, I'm going to say it reels itself in. It reels itself in and up on the boat, lets itself down, and slams itself in front of the two of you.
Oh, you greasy bitch.
It will lash out at you, Mek.
That will hit. Holy fuck.
That's some big damage.
Yep. I'm gonna put that little red dot on my character and move on.
This other tormentor will attempt to reel you in, Cash.
Alright. Dexterity saving throw from your boy. Good job, Mek. Keep it going.
This tormentor will lash out at Toric.
That will hit. 10. I am going to use my Stone's Endurance to reduce that damage by 10.
That hook was aimed directly at your stones, but they endured. Toric. Oh, at the beginning of your turn, you were lashed by the whirling hooks.
I am. Is that another one? 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that's halved because I am now raging. So I'm guessing that's 7, 4 temporary hit points from the start of my turn. It's 3 points of damage.
Stones aren't enjoying that, will they, bitch?
I'm just going to spit down at this guy on the floor and be like, you just stay there. I've got others to deal with. And I'm going to... I basically want to try and like run and hurdle up onto the ship and get this one that's up here.
You will face an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, bring it.
I'm wrong.
He will fail because he's got disadvantage from being prone.
Yes, he does.
Take that, demon. I want to know... This guy's not hooked into anyone, is he?
No.
I want to know if I can kind of take him by surprise and basically, like, shove him to the side so he falls back off the ship away from everyone.
The ship is quite wide. I'd say you'd have to beat his throw by, I'm going to say 6 if you want to accomplish that.
That seems fair. I'll give it a go anyway. I want to try and like bully these demons. I'm feeling very heroic. I do not have advantage. 21. is all I can
Aren't you
do.
raging?
I am raging, so I do have advantage. 21 is all I can do. That was quite a poor roll. Yeah, I beat his strength, but not enough to shove him off the ship.
I'd let you move in one square.
Yeah, send him to the right then. And then since that's kind of an attack, I'm going to follow up with an attack from the halberd. Definitely bending the definition of attack there, but
Wait, you could have inspired on the athletics check before we fully move past it.
oh, I could. That is a much better use than damage for a bardic inspiration. So I was ahead by 1, so I need to roll at least a 5 on a d8. That's a 6. That makes it 27. I beat it by 7.
You managed to successfully shove him right to the edge, so he's tottering over the railings. Then with just your relentless hounding drumbeat.
I think I just make the chain that's already connected to me go tight and make him trip over it over the edge.
It goes bum over tea kettle down.
I like that. And then I would like to throw my halberd down at him from where we are up here, because I'm angry now. That would be a 20 to hit him.
It's a hit.
That will be 12 slashing damage for this friend. But I now don't have a halberd because I threw it away.
There'll be a shop somewhere. I mean, you're in hell. There must be shops everywhere.
Oh no, I'm going to jump off the boat and go get it again in a minute. I just kind of want to put myself in, like, stay on the boat and keep in the way of these friends instead of letting these guys get too close. But that is the end of my turn.
How far away am I from this guy? Yeah. Right. Even the safety of the boat. Good. Move like 25 feet out to this guy, and I'm just going to attack him with my mace. 26.
Holy shit.
It's a hit.
Nice. That's 5 bludgeoning damage, and then because of this worm that's crawling around inside him, he takes an additional 46 chronic damage. 14. I'm healed for half of that, and then he needs to make a con saving throw. If he succeeds, the spell ends.
It does not, because it is dead. Do you want to describe how it dies?
I think you see Ella just kind of take her small mace and just kind of sit there for a second, looking for this worm. Just kind of lightly tap the worm on this demon, and you just see like its mouth, or where its mouth should be, like its neck or something, like just starts foaming up with blood, and it just kind of like collapses from like just internal bleeding. This worm kind of going crazy around in it. And then as it dies, I'm going to use my reaction to spread this worm. This worm kind of jumps out of this demon and hops over to infect this guy.
I don't know if it didn't jump, it just crawled slowly. But it was just this creature can't do anything about it. It just slowly burrows in.
It can't see, it has no head.
That's a good point.
That's my turn.
The ripple in the rocky walls begins to widen and widen till a human being could just about squeeze through. Mek.
I don't know why, but I'm in like a pro wrestling mood right now. Mek's gonna like take a running leap off the side of the boat, take his pike and stab down in like a we'll call it a mech bomb, completely down into this guy, aiming for that delicious worm. Just want to go into that thing now that I'm finally free from the chain. Is that 14? Don't have any way to get advantage here.
You leap off the side of this boat. You hurl down. You stab with your pike, and if you're still holding onto the pike, you're a bit like a pole dancer, just sort of hanging off a pike as it's stabbed into the ground.
Oh wait, I do have extra action, 2 attacks. I gotta remember that because I'm College of Valor. So I As I'm sort of like pegged in just a little bit, I'd use my muscles and I just stab forward with it even deeper. And I'll make a second attack. 17.
That will hit.
Be 13 points of damage there, plus 4d6 from the bloodworm. Oh, and I regain that much? I forgot how awesome that is.
Do you? Oh yeah, you regain that much.
That is an amazing thing.
Still as wormy as every single apple is. Like you didn't see the worm in your apple, you just ate it like everyone else did. And all those worms, they don't die, so they're still inside you. So apples should never be eaten. Is that the end of your turn, Mek?
8. Sorry, it took 8 points of damage because I only regained the amount it took. And then healing word myself with a bonus action. Level 1. And end my turn there.
Screecher, how at you, Mek?
Ah, you bitch!
You take
Oh my
40
God.
points of damage.
Just healed
Wow.
myself up to 30. Okay, so what happens here is something I forgot last time. Mek kind of rips his ears and bleeds out of them, goes to 0 hit points, and then Relentless Endurance kicks in. And when I'm reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, I can drop to 1 hit point instead.
That is good.
Nice.
Especially when you're a squishy orc.
Damn you, I just healed myself. And I just look like so bloodied, like my head has just been drained of blood. Pale olive green now, instead of my normal Kelly.
Okay, all attacks against you now have advantage.
That's bad, but yeah. Hey.
This tormentor will lash against you. I imagine your head has no blood, but the rest of you still has enough blood. It'll take you like a few hours for the blood to come back. Will a 22 hit you?
It will. I have 1 hit point, so I go back down.
And this tormentor has a free hook. Will hurl it at Ella.
Okay, that'll hit me. Strength or dex? Strength. I'm not pulled towards this guy.
You're still lashed to it. Toric.
Mek's kind of injured, but I can't do anything about that. I'm not really like a Healy paladin. How injured is this demon on the floor? Or stood outside the boat? How hurt is it looking?
Grievously injured and worm rotted through.
Nice. In that case, I would like to pull a dagger from off my sort of chest strap. I don't know what you call them. Like a sort of sheath on my... And I'm just going to pull out a dagger and I just want to jump off this ship, land on top of it and stab at it with a dagger. If you may permit, I need to move myself first, don't I?
I'd say if you wanted to get advantage, you'd make an acrobatics or athletics throw.
Sure.
I wish I did this.
I will leapingly, with a 26, throw myself off the off the ship and sail through the air with speed and grace toward it. It's not graceful, it's just pure strength. Towards this thing and stab at it with a dagger for a 19.
Hit.
Good job as well, because the 16 would have been iffy. That would be 9 points of piercing damage. But then do I get to add 46 to that?
Certainly do.
8 points of necrotic.
Oh, no.
I completely missed the worm.
Do you want to describe how this creature dies?
Yeah, I imagine I just sort of come flying down. It's probably like, I know it fell off the ship, but it was still stood up. I imagine I just come down with the dagger sort of held out in front and just carve straight down the front of this thing as I basically come flying past. And I will say the price of that is that I land prone on the floor in front of it. But,
have you seen the film The Substance?
no, I have not.
Well, number one, everyone go watch the film of The Substance now and stop playing. But you get like a The Substance wound right down it.
Oh, quick Google search. I understand what you mean now. Yeah, fair enough. That is exactly what I'm imagining. Yeah, and that could be the end of my turn.
Ella.
Hey, Ella, no longer grappled because this thing is dead. It's going to rush over to Mek here. Right, just drink my blood. It's healing. I promise. So this will be hold on, 48 plus 5, and then from features it's going to be plus another 5, and then 4 for the spellcaster level, I believe. I'm just going to double check that. It's
Jeez,
plus
man.
level, so it's 6. And then
Just I add some things and I do this and I.
and that. Then spellcasting abilities.
Pharmacology.
Plus 16, which comes out to 26 points of healing as you were healed. And then
It's more than half my health.
you were at 0 hit points, right?
Yep.
Yes, you get the adrenaline surge. So if you're healed from 0 hit points, you gain resistance to damage and advantage on saving throws until the end of your next turn.
And advantage on the first attack roll I make. That's awesome.
Yes. So Ella just kind of takes this holy symbol of hers, like cuts into her hand, and just like drips some blood on you to like heal you. And that was my spell and action, so it's gonna be my turn.
Hyman nears the completion of his chant. The gap in the walls widens faster and faster. You would think that the boat itself could now fit within this gap. Mek.
Shooting up like Jason Voorhees just gets up. So sadly, I only have 15 feet of movement, so I am just gonna go to the edge of the ship here, and not really worth going all the way. Just double checking. Are pikes throwable? Do you guys think?
Yes.
I mean, technically, I threw a halberd. I'm not sure if I'm meant to do that or not, but
Anything's throwable if you throw it hard enough.
It's a good point, you know. I want to throw my halberd at this guy with advantage because I'm hyped up on adrenaline. So I just kick myself up from an adrenaline surge, rush to the edge of the boat, and just go to hurl my pike like a javelin.
Do it.
With advantage for the first attack, and only attack, because I don't have... Well, I do have another thing to throw, but I can't do it with the pike. And I'll just throw a dagger as well, because I have 2 attacks.
Second one will miss. The first one will hit.
Yeah. 6 piercing damage.
Do you want to
As
describe how
I,
it dies?
This is the head with the eye, right?
Yeah.
The pike goes right into the pupil, and it's kind of like in that eye goopy sack as it just kind of floats around in there, and the head just crushes and falls to the ground.
The fight concludes as the gap in the wall is wide enough to take the boat. We take our break. Be right back.
I just quickly rush off and grab my pike and then back on the boat.
Nice.
After the fight, Timon returns to the boat. Chasm in the walls now wide enough for you to pass.
Can you just walk up and not say anything?
Where we are going is a secret place, a hidden place, place of peace, away from the hell and damnation.
See.
All right. I would love that.
Yes, let's get there before any more of these things attack us.
He directs you through the walls that ripple like living tissue, as if you were passing through an artery. Now we are headed towards Limbo, first layer of hell, he says, as you pass through the lip. The walls around you, the gap behind you closes. He creates a light, and all around you is a strange sort of deep, dark blood, burgundy red.
So, Limbo, like the party game? Why do they call it that?
Oh, how low can you go? Limbo is a place for those honorable souls whose reputations shined in their lives, but who lived outside of the honor of the gods. With no heaven to be delivered to, hell only could be their destination, but undeserving of punishment, they reside in a place of solace rather than torment.
Bad, but not bad enough, you might say.
Doesn't
Worthy
sound
of heaven.
bad.
If they're worthy of heaven, why don't they end up there?
Requires a god. The ones we will see now were unbelievers. It still would have been wrong for them to have been punished like everyone else. You'll find no suffering here. All around you, as you travel through the walls, there is a strange humidity, closeness or wetness to the air. The gap opens in front of you and closes behind you. There's a fleshy, almost like lips slowly closing and slowly opening sound.
Well, unsettlingness aside, there's a more pleasant climate in here.
As you say that, after traveling for a few minutes, the lips of the walls open up in front of you, and you get air. Cool air. Clean air. Refreshing, still, calm. The boat fully clears outside of the walls, and all around you, you see a tended wilderness, a serene garden. In the distance comes the gentle lapping of brooks, the soft susurrus of tree leaves, and a world of solemn twilight.
Which is quite nice.
Peaceful. Now, tell me, Timon, if the people that reside here are not worthy of heaven nor of punishment, then what makes them different to those of is it the neutrals? How are they any different to them?
Neutrals lived vapid and worthless existences. The ones here are the figures of legend. Here are the heroes, but simply those without the attention of the gods. Here is their everlasting mansion, a place of peace. They can speak of their great legends and stories in calm and pleasantness.
Well, I'd get down with that. Like Mek's ears perk up and so happy at that.
Here resides Drizzt. Tasha can be found here. All of the great heroes who won the battles. All of the great figures of legends who are not swept away into heaven. And you steered further in. Ground looks cool and soft. Occasionally you can see large, quite delicious looking fruits growing on the trees, all within easy reach.
Yeah, I think I'll pluck one.
Boat is at a fairly steady pace, but even then, as you pass through, you grab out at one. This is no fruit that you've ever seen before, like a mysterious combination of an orange and a banana.
Timon, is the fruit here good?
Taste it.
Yeah. I trust you, and do I try to peel this? I don't know. I usually bite into apples, but I peel bananas, and this is like an in-between. I just bite into it.
Yeah, the outside rind isn't as nice. There's a sort of a faintly caramelly flavour, and within the flesh is soft, gently tangy. The entire mass is delicious.
Oh, guys, you gotta get in on this. I pick a couple more fruits and toss them to Toric and Ella.
Yeah, can I try some of this fruit?
So then, you were tossed. At first, it looks like a bunch of grapes, but each one looks like a small watermelon.
What does it taste like, I guess?
As you bite into it, there's a freshness, a crispness. You know, watermelon, they look like they're unbelievably delicious, but they actually taste a bit like just sweet cucumber. These taste like slightly sweeter sweet cucumber. After a while, the boat continues on its journey, while Timon calls to a halt and lets the oar drift. There is one I would meet here. An old friend of sorts. I will find you when I am done. And he makes to leave the boat and walk out into Limbo.
Does anyone want to follow him?
Do you need us to come with you?
I would that you wouldn't. This is something I would rather do alone.
Right?
Feel free to
He's
explore
fine.
them. Feel free to explore this place. There are many great heroes you may meet. It just begins to fade out of view.
Right, perfect. I'm gonna go head off and see who I can find. I got some stories to write and some songs to write, right from the source. So, yeah. Feel free to follow me if you want, but he said Tasha's here, and I want to go hear the story of how she coined that hideous laugh.
Sure, I don't think anyone should run off on their own, so I'll stay close.
I'll come with if we're all going.
Go find Tasha. I want to go try to seek out somebody.
As you walk through the gardens of Limbo, there is no clear directions, no roads, no paths. Each way seems as pleasing as the next. As you move forward and forward, the trees cool and calm, laden with fruit, you come upon a clearing. You find a few individuals.
At a faraway glance, do I recognize any of them?
Make a history. Make a history check.
If I can clock one, like, just as a player, will you give it to me?
Yes.
Is this Elminster, Omar, or however you pronounce his last name?
Do you want to go at the next one?
Is this, Volo?
You got them both right. Well done.
Fuck yeah! I do know my lore.
Of course you know who these two are. You see Elminster and Volo. Volo is scribbling. He's about 3/4 of the way through a book that he is writing. And Elminster stands looking out at a still pond, smoking from a heavy pipe.
I think Mek goes to, like, an immediate fanboy mode, as, like, Volo is, like, an inspiration to him as a bard. And he, like, rushes over immediately. Kind of try not to disturb him, but he does kind of stand behind him eagerly, like a excited fan, and I'll try to catch a glimpse of, like, what he's writing.
I'm going to say you have to use stealth.
Sure thing. It's just kind of like an eager fanboy coming up.
Sure thing. You've stealthily. He has not noticed you. So he continues to write. He appears to be writing in a script you have no idea. You cannot read it. It is a total mystery to you.
I think he just breaks the stealth and goes, "Oh wow, you have quite the handwriting." Hi there, Mek Gong, huge fan. I didn't expect you to be in Limbo. I thought you would be in some, like, higher place. But hey, this isn't so bad. No offense.
Come again. I know the journeys of the great and good rather well. I, to be honest, wrote most of the histories. I have no comprehension of a Mek Gong. Who are you?
Well, I sort of passed before I could make a name for myself, but I am simply a collector of stories like you. I want to.
As you say that, Elminster takes the pipe out of his mouth and walks up towards you. Looking up and down, Who are you to walk amongst us? We whose legends fill the annals, whose works live even beyond our bodily demise. What are you doing in this place?
Oh, yeah, I read you were a little bit fussy at times. I on some kind of quest and some big ship. I kind of like look back to Ellen Torque, a little scared, a bit intimidated by my heroes. Well, uh, we found ourselves here somehow. These are my friends, and I just gesture over to them.
Sorry, you go first.
Ella just kind of waves, not really sure. I don't think Ella would know who these people are or know what to think. She just kind of waves.
All I see is a frightened schoolgirl, a rather gnarled-looking soldier, and some rather frisky-looking orc, probably his mind half-eaten by the sins of his own promiscuity. What do you?
It's a bit much, but
Look, I don't know who the two of you old buggers are, but one of you looks like he's half off his mind, some crazy get-up, and the other of you just looks like some waste of space scribe. Look, I know Mek might not have made much of a name for himself out elsewise in the world and that, but in the time I've known him, he's done some good stuff. He's a good fighter, and you don't need to knock the lad down like that. You could tell he was excited to meet you, and you've been downright rude there. Now, I do look a bit gnarled round the face and that, but, you know. And as for this young lass, she's all right and all. So, just watch yourselves.
yeah.
Yes.
What have
All
you...
the books of legends are filled with those who were all right. Famously, those who were okay. Those are the ones who are spoken of thousands of years after their death. Truly.
Well,
It is not you who should bow to me, it is I who should bow to you.
Aye, that's about right.
Why?
I don't know who you are.
None of us should bow to each other. We should save our reverence for the gods and the divine and those things that truly matter.
No, you can bow to me. I'm Sir Toric Helgaskin. And what rank do I have the pleasure of addressing you, mate?
There is no rank that would befit one of my legend. My rank is my story, known by thousands, etched into history and time.
Well, it's a story I hadn't heard of, so it hasn't gone that far or that long, has it?
Yes, it has. Or just a bit dense. Bells before swine.
Minster, not disrespect or anything of the sort. We simply are at the start of our adventure, start of our journey. We are yet to prove ourselves to be legends yet, and I for one apologize for stepping into this supposed legends only grove, I guess.
Paradise.
Sure. Yeah. We'll be here eventually, is what I'm trying to say. We're just stopping in.
Yeah, now, aren't you?
Not forever.
Bolo just goes, look, I'm not going to apologize for him, unless he turned me to a newt, but, after a few thousand years of endless luxury and having all your wants and needs taken care of effortlessly, and there's only so many thousands upon thousands of times you can tell your entire story and legend of greatness, where it really does begin to grind down at you. Nothing really interesting happens here. You see, there's not much that can happen. There's nothing to do other than be ceaselessly happy.
Well, maybe more would happen if you were nicer to people, as turn up once in a while.
He was nice for multiple centuries, but get out of the boring being nice. And to be honest, no new people have been here for... I literally do not know. It's just the same people telling you the same stories thousands upon thousands of times.
Can't you just leave?
No. We're dead.
Sorry. Just funny that some, all-powerful hero of stories and history, and you can't leave.
It's actually rather tragic. It's not funny. It's a little funny.
What animal kicked you in the head, good sir? Was it a horse? Was it a bull? Was it a prostitute who you refused to pay?
It was my mum's forge. Solid stone's the only thing that hurts me.
I bet I can find something else.
Are you threatening us?
No. You're probably dead as well. It really isn't much fun just endlessly hacking one another to pieces. We all do that for a few centuries.
You see, I don't think we actually are fully dead. At least yet. We all kind of had a moment, at least I had a moment close to death. I still am not sure myself, but from what I gather from them, I don't think you guys really died, did you?
No, I don't think we technically died.
We were brought here.
Doesn't matter.
Ow.
I can't have died. I'm here. And to be anywhere, you have to be alive. So I can't be dead.
We're dead and we're here, so well done, stupid. But how did you get here? Who brought you here and how?
Out of character, it was Timon who brought us here?
Yes.
Yes. I don't think we should tell this guy, though.
No.
He's Elminster. Can I roll an insight on this big guy? Just kind of scope him out.
Absolutely.
I think out of anybody, this is probably a good pick because he knows so much.
He's been so mean to us.
That's true, but he's also like in it for like his prime strive is in knowledge. So if we give him something, he might start being nicer because he just learned something new for the first time in apparently centuries.
No, I don't trust him.
You're the one that knows this guy, so I'll trust you.
Yeah. Either way, we aren't having any of this in character anyway. But I catch a read on him real quick before, as he says that.
He seems genuinely curious and very bored.
I think yeah. I just go. There's a.
As you're about to speak, you see a figure lumbering out of the trees. A vast figure of towering muscle and might, rippling with strength. This can only be the warrior.
Yes.
Oh my god. Do I know this one?
Any of you can roll a history check.
God,
I can't guess this D&D character off the hop. I mean, I sort of recognize it from a back joke, but don't fully remember.
I might not like the wizard and the bard, but I might know who this guy is.
Yep, Dan. You remember this figure of greatness? This towering giant? It's only the bloody warrior who runs right at you, Dan. Fight. You fight.
It's the warrior. I'll kind of sort of slap my fist on my chest in a sort of almost sort of like a mock salute kind of great strength to you, you big bastard.
He lunges at you, trying to wrestle.
Is that like a sort of athletics check, is it?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll try and wrestle the warrior. It's just a casual 30.
He lunges towards you. I guess you kind of, yeah. What do you do?
I think I kind of want to play into it a little bit, but like use my own strength to kind of like, if he's trying to sort of wrestle me, just like almost let him throw me around somewhere, and just sort of play into it. So like, if he tries to sort of shove me a bit, I'll like ridiculously get sort of like thrown back over Elminster's head or something, but then like land it perfectly so it looks ridiculous.
Where does he land?
Just like over here on these rocks. Why not? Hey, this guy's quite strong, isn't he? Do I know anything else about this guy's story?
He wrestled 1,000 men 1,000 times in 1,000 days and won. He defeated a load of ice giants. He did countless adventures. A great mine. He conquered over a great mine once, filled with deadly dwarves.
Nice. I'm secretly
Nico's
quite
characters?
pleased.
Like,
that,
I'm blanking. Sorry.
Scottish Jack. Did you play any games with Scottish Jack when he was the warrior? Yes. The temple. The temple one. You were the bird. The warrior. You did the voice. You MC'd for him in one session.
I have like such faint memories of this guy. I've played so much D&D, man.
Yeah, I think like Toric's definitely read some stories about this guy just called the Warrior, and so he's kind of like, he knows that he felt stronger than this guy when he was trying to be wrestled, and there's secretly a little bit of excitement at the idea that he could be stronger than this legendary warrior. But I'm just going to stay perched on my rock for now. He's totally disarmed me.
I think Mek's just a little like stunned, and so he stops in his speech the same place I stopped. It's just like, who is this guy?
Oh, he's a delightful fellow. Yes, we've all been wrestled by him several thousand times. Yes, it's almost enjoyable when you are totally incapable of feeling pain or getting tired. Just being hurled around like a rag doll for miles, for days.
I'm gonna try to wrestle this guy. So maybe I just wrestle him a quick wrestle.
He rolls 34.
He gets a plus 20 from me, but a plus 10 for him.
I should have done higher the first time. I won't make that mistake again.
He just still lost.
He picks you up by I guess you surge towards him. Without turning towards you, he grabs you and hurls you into the air a good 40 or 50 feet.
Can I try to do some cool acrobatics and nail the landing a little bit further away, just like Dan did with Toric?
Absolutely.
I just copy Dan for a moment. Just a 13.
It looks okay. Doesn't look too bad, but as you crash down the ground, you are completely unharmed.
I just play my bongo a little bit. I go, ta-da! Ella, your turn.
Hey, that was good. Good one. Good landing. It's good fun, this, isn't it?
Uh-oh. I see him just move closer and... Oh, okay. He's dancing.
Sorry, Mek, am I supposed to wrestle you or the warrior?
Him. Or me, your choice.
Well, you tell me. You're the one that wants me to do it.
We all took a shot at the warrior, so give it your shot.
Okay. How do I do this?
I'll inspire you with my last inspiration as well.
Okay. I guess I roll, what is this, athletics? 14.
Wait. If I could have used my bonus action to inspire, could I have used my action to help her in that one little moment too, so she gets a 26 or 24?
Sure thing.
I just find it hilarious that Mek just failed really bad, but with his inspiration, she does really good.
It's amazing.
I like to imagine that it's your enthusiasm for we've both just been flung through the air, and like our kind of go on, give it a go is kind of what.
Yeah, we're just like, it's your turn now.
Ella just really wants to make you guys proud.
So what happens?
You did beat him.
Yes, I think Ella just kind of it's like one of those cartoons where there's just like they go at it and there's like a dirt cloud that obscures everything, and then as it clears up, Ella is just kind of like pitying the warrior, I guess. I don't know. What do you think a nat 1 from the warrior looks like?
The warrior turns to you and says, "The warrior does not wrestle ladies. He only wants men." So you can do basically whatever you want with them, not knowing what to do.
Okay, does that mean I win?
I'm just tapping the ground. 1, 2, 3.
Yay!
Ring a bell, ring my little triangle. Ding, 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 ding.
Yay!
Yes. Nice to meet you, the warrior. That was quite fun. Where were we? With conversation there.
How did you get here?
Oh, well, for me, it was some figure in a white cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And then?
I just kind of like woke up in like a stone bed, in a weird room, and all my items were on the side, and ran down some hallways, and all of a sudden, we found, well, we all met for the first time, and then we were in the neutral place, I believe, or somewhere near it. Oh no, we killed a devil to get to the neutral zone, and then traveled through that. Just went through the gates of hell, and found like a weird secret passageway to this place.
And who took you here?
His name was Timon?
Timon?
As I say that name? Can I try and see if he, like, try and read his face to see if he recognizes it?
Yes, roll insight.
17.
This man has beautifully expressive eyebrows. One remains steady, the other one just raises up curiously. Who's he?
Honestly, we're not really sure ourselves. Why are you interested in this, Mr. Elminster, sir?
Where is he now?
He said he had to, go off and find someone.
So he's here as well?
As far as I know, yes.
That's intriguing. And as he says that, and as his eyebrows begin to, I can't gesticulate, that's a good word, I will end the session.
Thank you all for listening to Dicebound, featuring Cashton, Ryan, Dan, and our GM, Oliver. This show was edited by yours truly, Cashton McLeod, and we'll catch you all next time here in the Nine Hells.